Hi guys! Time for another draw! So, let's see what's going to be my next book in the PopSugar Challenge. So, I have all the books here. Let's draw. Okay, I'm going to push it. Oh, it's prompt number 32. Okay, let's see. So it's, I'm not putting The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie Oh. I must have read what this book is about when I picked it. I have no memory of it, which is good. Okay, let's check out what this book is about. So it's prompt number 32. Okay, I linked up all the books here. Oh yeah, I remember this one has a beautiful cover, but I'm going to read this as an audiobook, obviously. So there's the usual, it's an enthralling retelling of a classic Korean fairy tale. Oh, that's very good. I watch a lot of K-dramas. Perfect for fans of stuff I haven't read. So let's see. I hope I pronounced the author's name correctly. Ooh, this has a long one, so buckle up. Deadly storms have ravaged Mina's homeland for generations. Floods sweep away entire villages, while bloody wars are waged over the few remaining resources. Her people believe the sea god, once their protector, now curses them with death and despair. In an attempt to appease him, each year a beautiful maiden is thrown into the sea to serve as the sea god's bride, in the hopes that one day the true bride will be chosen and end the suffering. Many believe that, oh my god, I can't read Korean names. Shinchong, I don't know. I'm going to listen to the audiobook. And actually, Korean is on my list to learn over 50. I have to like this because learning languages keeps your brain fresh. And so, yeah, Korean is my over 50 plan. So I still have 6.5 years to go. I'm old. So anyway, Korean name. The most beautiful girl in the village and the beloved of Mina's older brother, I think this is around June, may be the legendary true bride. But one night, Chong is to be sacrificed. June follows Chong. Really? Could have given the pronunciation right. Out to the sea, even knowing that to interfere is a death sentence. To save her brother, Mina throws herself into the water in the girl's sled. Swept away to the spirit realm, a magical city of lesser gods and mythical beasts, Mina seeks out the sea god only to find him caught in an enchanted sleep. I think I saw something similar to this on TikTok. With the help of a mysterious young man named Shin, I'm assuming that's Shin, as well as a motley crew of demons, gods, and spirits, oh, sounds interesting, Mina sets out to wake the sea god and bring an end to the killer storms once and for all. So, the guy was sleeping all this time. All of those girls drowned for nothing. Good legend. But she doesn't have much time. A human cannot live long in the land of the spirits, and there are those who would do anything to keep the sea god from waking. I'm assuming we have enemies. So yeah, it sounds good. In hardcover is 325 pages, so not that terribly long. We'll see how much this is in, is there, there's an audiobook. So in audiobook version, It doesn't say because this is good. Oh, there it is. 8 hours and 51 minutes. So not terrible. So yeah, I did try to pick shorter books for this challenge because there are like 50 books. So have to keep them going. And so yeah, it sounds very interesting. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it won't be a disappointment at this point. And yeah, I don't think no, I haven't read anything that's Korean. I don't know about the author. Is she Korean? Okay, so it says Axie Oh is a first generation Korean American author based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, I actually always wanted to see Vegas. Well, not for a couple of more years for sure. But yeah, so she's Korean American in the zeitgeist. So I think maybe it still counts as a Korean book. I think it should because it's the culture, even if, and she's first generation, so her parents were born in Korea. So yeah, it sounds very interesting. I've never read a Korean book, so this will be my first. And I've read a couple of Japanese books that I could find because I don't read romance. But anyway, it sounds interesting. I can't wait to listen to it, and I'll keep you posted how I like it. And make sure to follow me to see the review video, which I'm going to post next. And if you want to do the PopSugar challenge, let me know in the comments. It's great fun. I really like the prompts. And I haven't come across anyone on TikTok who is also doing this challenge. I don't know why. I do see people doing it on there's a Facebook group. So yeah, I would love to meet other people who are doing this challenge. So if you are, let me know. Let's connect. And see you at the next draw. Ooh, this is always so exciting. So, bye, guys. Hi guys! So this is a review of The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie Oh. And so I read this book for the 2026 PopSugar Reading Challenge, and this was for prompt number 32, Soar About an Underwater City, or something to that effect. Anyway, so I gave this 3 stars. It was a nice story. I really loved that this was like one whole story, no sequels, no nothing. This is like has a beginning and the end, which is kind of rare nowadays. But and I did like the world building. So this mostly takes place in this underwater city, which is ruled by this sea god, supposedly, kind of, not really. And at first I was kind of confused because I was imagining that the sea was around them. Like I was imagining that people weren't like almost breathing water, like breathing underwater. And it was actually not that. Like from the context, it never actually says it, but from the context, I understood that it's more like an underwater domed city kind of situation. So this is so yeah, and I did like the gods and the spirits. I think it could have been more. I don't know. It just felt like it could have been more. It's hard to explain. It's a feeling. Anyway, so this is about Mina, who's I think around 16, and she sacrifices herself instead of her brother's love for the sea god because there are like these storms, and they sacrifice a girl to be the sea god's bride, every time these storms start, because they think that only she can break some sort of curse or make the storm stop. But these are like really terrible storms. And also, there's an emperor who disappeared 100 years ago. Um, but yeah, so she jumps in, and immediately there's like things happening, and so you're kind of thrust into the story, but at the same time, it sometimes it like just pauses, like there are because they I think the issue was that she's down there for a month, like a month is the deadline, and I think there wasn't enough to fill that month, so she sometimes does stuff um, clean a house. There's also a part where she's like unconscious or half dead or something like that for a long stretch. Uh, that was kind of like a bit boring, but yeah. So it's like there are parts where it moves fast, and then there are parts where it really slows down, almost to a standstill, or even to a standstill. So that was kind of uneven. Though it did give you a breather, but when it stood still, it was kind of falling into boring. So that wasn't good. Um, I did like the ending. Let's just say that. I got kind of emotional in the ending, with all the characters and all the stuff that we've been trying to do. There are some mysteries in this. I guess most of them. The big mystery, I kind of half guessed. And also, there's a love story in this, though it's not prominent. I did like that the love story that like didn't like overshadow the adventure and the fantasy elements and all of that. But on the other hand, the love story really wasn't all that built out. It felt like kind of insta love, but also kind of not. So it was like I was kind of waiting for them to like feel that, you know, when the characters, when you just feel the characters are falling in love with each other and stuff like that, and then there's a moment in the story where I just went like, oh, so now they're in love for some reason, and so they were just in love. So yeah, it didn't feel very rounded out. It didn't feel very like I didn't feel like they were falling in love. They were just in love at one point. So that because while I'm not a romance reader, I don't read romance. I prefer my stories to have little to none no romance in them. If there is a romance, I want it to be good. I want it to have emotions. I want to root for the two people to get together. I want to see them fall in love. I want to like sort of emote that loving feeling while they're also, of course, saving the world. um, but I didn't get that in this. So it was, the writing was pretty, and I did like the writing. I did like it's really hard for me to determine what parts of it were actually from Korean folklore and which weren't, because I don't know enough of Korean folklore to make this distinction. But the folklore, kind of the mythological gods and spirits and stuff, was pretty good. And also, so I listened to this as an audiobook, like always. Um, but I wasn't really a fan of the narrator. I mean, I think she's like Korean American or Korean British, something like that, because it felt like she's talking with a British accent. But it also, weirdly, I often heard like she was talking with a lisp, which was really kind of like annoying to me. And I don't know, I just wasn't fond of her voice for some reason. I mean, you know, you like what you like. But I think she actually kind of reminded me of the person who was narrating the marathon runner girl book, Running Like a Girl. And so I think the two people have like a similar voice, like a little bit higher pitch. I'm not really fond of higher pitched voices. And I think also my brain was like kept telling me that it's the same girl. It's not the same girl. But my brain, for some reason, kept telling me that it's the same. And that also kind of took away some of the enjoyment. But otherwise, I just, most of the time, I was just trying not to pay too much attention to the narrator. And because I have no time to actually read with eyeballs. Uh, but yeah, otherwise, it's a nice little book. I'm sure there are people who really love it. I'm also starting to think that these stories about teenagers, because Mina was really annoying me at places. Like, I know she's being a teen, but I really just found it annoying. And I think maybe I'm starting to age out of that, or have already aged out of it. But nowadays, like, most characters are 20 at most. Like, it's so hard to find a book with a mature protagonist. I'm 43. Like, I don't think I've ever read a book about a woman who was in her 40s, like, ever in my life. I don't think so. Well, maybe like in Agatha Christie books, like she has more, mature women in her books, and of course there's Miss Marple. But um, otherwise, like more modern books, I don't think I've seen, like, as the protagonist. Side characters, yes, um, but most of the time they're like the wife of of the main male protagonist. But like a woman in her 40s as a protagonist in a novel, especially a fantasy novel or sci-fi novel, like, perish the thought. I guess I'll have to write it. So that was my review, and I did manage to talk for 9 minutes. I don't know why I keep dragging these, but yeah. So read my full written review on Goodreads, Storygraph, and unapologetic reviews, and stay tuned for the next PopSugar draw. And also, I'm going to read next something a little bit different, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye.